Alright, if you recognize this name, you know that's Eric from Grade Goods. Recently I placed in a fairly decent order with Eric uh, for a couple items. Some of them he's been holding on to for me for a while, other ones are recently new. So let's go ahead and get to the goodies. So the first one here is a HDPE Spanish Knight with ABS clips. You can see the screw right there. With that, it uses his tab system, and this thing is fantastic. The narrow waist on this makes it so you can easily wrap that middle finger around and really tuck it in and hold it into place. The little nubs right here are awesome as well. You can either hold its kind of pseudo pinch grip, if you were, if you so choose and have larger hands like I do, or you can also hold it thumb support. And when I do that, this just kind of feels weird. So I put my hand right there and do that, and that really locks it into place. I have taken a few shots here into my portable catch box, and this thing is fantastic. I do plan on going out and shooting this. These tubes are set up for partial butterfly, so I'll be doing that, a little bit of shooting with that a little later. Also received a second HDPE Cthulhu. This one I plan on modifying the tips, cutting some slits, so I can do loop tubes. I've always said the Cthulhu is a phenomenal frame. This design in general is one of my absolute favorites. If you haven't guessed, now I have two Cthulhus. I think I have three Hydras three Hydras and a Kraken. Love this design style. Easily in my top two, right up there with the Maxim, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you know is probably one of my absolute favorite frames. This style is right up there with it. And I've always said the only thing that can make the Cthulhu better would be to accept looped tubes for larger ammo. Now I know the metal frames of the Hydras come with the slits in it for loop tubes and whatnot, but this thing was just begging for it, in my opinion. And I understand why Eric didn't do it on this. Doesn't want to kind of step on anyone's toes, and doesn't want to step on Nathan's toes with his 3G fork tips. So I plan on modifying this myself and cutting slits so I can do loop tubes with that. So very much look forward to modding this thing up and shooting some loop tubes with the Cthulhu. Second is, or the third frame, is a tab and tapped Hydra. As I just mentioned, I freaking love this design. So here is one that's tab and tapped. To give you an idea of how much I enjoy this thing, as I mentioned, I do have a second Cthulhu that's currently not within reach. But just, you've probably seen me shoot it with the screws and some tubes. But to give you an idea of how much I love this design, here's a Kraken that was modified by You'll Shoot Your Eye Out to use his banding post methods. I asked him if he'd mind doing that for me, and he graciously accepted. So here's my Kraken. Here is my HDPE Gen 1 Hydra. Banded up with, I think this is 1/2 inch Theraband gold for 5/8. This thing is amazing. And as well as my other metal frame with the loop tube accessible tips on the Hydra. And one thing that I did notice immediately once I unboxed this is these scales are slightly, well not slightly, but they are larger, they're thicker on this than they are on this one. And while this was extremely comfortable, you can really see, wow, I love the look of that in light. Anyway, getting sidetracked. This one is extremely comfortable to hold and shoot. I absolutely love this thing. This feels even better with these thicker scales. It just feels amazing in the hand. I need to make up some tabbed tubes and get shooting this thing as well. Absolutely love the way this thing feels with those thicker scales on there. And also included, I have some couple tabs for the Spanish Knight. Have some teal pouches, a couple in there. Has some normal single layer root pouches for BBs. These are one of my favorite pouches for BBs, by the way. Absolutely love these things. If you want to shoot BBs and want to get pouches, do yourself a favor, go onto metrogradeGoods.com, pick some of these up. Phenomenal. And then here are some tabs as well for my other various tab trims from Metrograde. Also included, I got some of these little BB targets that are some stickers. So I can put those on my in my catch box, on cardboard, or whatever, and try to shoot the bull, which, if you can see here, is the Metrograde logo. And also is a brand new range bag that Eric made. Excuse the computer in the background. Here is, you can see his Metrograde logo. His other company he does is Skint Products. So this is kind of a hybrid of the two. It's a range bag for slingshots. And of course, I was one of the first ones that requested one or ordered one. And so I got the option of color, and I had to go with green. So why not? So I have my lovely green interior. This has some spots here for, you can put a slingshot in here or something else, put pens, slingshots on the sides. Has some more straps here, and has this so you can use, you can Velcro, put this around, unsnap it on a belt, or simply do your belt loops, or belt through loops there. I was hoping to go to ECST this year and be able to use this, but regretfully ECST is out of the question for me due to work obligations. But I am going to another gathering later this year down in Alabama, and everything on the, well, not the pouches and whatnot, but the bag, frames, and everything will be going with me to Alabama. Now the biggest, the piece de resistance, or the main attraction of this package, is something that I have been waiting for a little bit. If you've seen on the forums or anything, there's been a lot of talk about SPSs and everything. While I do not have an SPS, I do agree that I love the shape of that frame. It looks like it's a phenomenal design. I do plan on getting an SPS at some point. I have a mule, which is kind of the same general shape, but I wanted to get something that Eric offers. This is a frame that I've been eyeing since I started looking at Eric's offerings almost 2 years ago, and that is the PreTrick Pony. For those that don't know what the PreTrick Pony is, it's kind of based off of the SPS/Mule design, a little bit shorter handle. Not sure how the fork gap compares, but there's 3 ways to attach your bands/tubes. Of course, you can do flat bands with wrap and tuck, or snare wrap and tuck. It has looped tubes, and it also has the option for the wave attachment, which was developed in tandem by Carl at Cracked Pepper Catapults and Eric at Metrograde. So here is my PreTrick Pony. The wood on this is rare curly koa. This was commissioned by another one of Eric's frequent customers that sent him the wood and ordered up a couple other frames as well. This was made, and the customer decided to forego getting this PreTrick Pony in favor of another PreTrick Pony that Eric had for sale as well. So when I was talking to Eric about this particular design, he told me he had the curly koa one available, and I asked, of course I jumped on, asked him how much. He told me the price, and I immediately said sold. So had to buy this one as well. So these are my latest goodies from Metrograde Goods. Very much look forward to getting this thing banded up. This thing is so comfortable, I don't want to put it down, really. I don't. This thing is, God, I love the way this thing feels. It's very lightweight, even with the metal core there, aluminum core, but this thing, I absolutely love it. If you see one of these for sale, or even just the core itself, you want to finish it, do yourself a favor, pick one of these up. You will not regret it. Absolutely love it. Look forward to shooting this one later tonight. The Cthulhu, as I mentioned again previously, this is one of my all-time favorite design styles. I absolutely love this. I think I'll be turning on the old scroll saw tonight and making my marks and taking that out for some loop tube shooting. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know this is a bit longer than normal, but do yourself a favor, go and check out PreTrickGoods.com, and if you see something you like here, I'm sure he has it available, or we'll have something available shortly. Anyway, thanks for watching. Now get out and do some shooting.